What is going on, boys and girls? It's your man right here, the one and only Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael Lee Sanders, coming at you with a special single track review of what's to become of D'Angelo's third album. It's titled Black Messiah, and it's featuring him and his backup band, the Vanguards. Now, those of you that have been longtime fans of the R&B slash neo soul singer, you probably have those two albums in your collection. Anybody that is a true R&B fan, neo soul fan, they definitely have D'Angelo's Brown Sugar album and his critically acclaimed Voodoo album in their inventory. If you do not, shame on you. There's no excuse, especially nowadays, because you can actually find it online and you could probably grab it for like $5 each. Okay, so you can walk away with two really great albums to groove to. I mean, many of my friends have made lots of babies listening to D'Angelo's music, and I know when those albums had dropped when I was in high school, me, a lot of my friends afterwards, we were like, okay, when's the third album gonna drop? And it just seemed like it was a yearly thing, and so many of us, I can't recall any year that would go past where me, my friends and family would be like, what's going on with D'Angelo? And for us, we would talk about him like that because he's born and raised out here from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And I've actually had a lot of my friends that have said to me over the years, oh, yeah, I ran into D'Angelo. He was at a carry out or blah this, blah that. And it's like, what? You actually saw him? And we all know some of the legal stuff that he's been involved with over the years. And most importantly, he was having health problems. It just seemed like every time you turn around, it was like, man, this album is probably never gonna see the light of day. But I know me personally, I held on. I said, you know what? This man is definitely still making music. He just needs to be in the right type of mindset, body, mind, soul. Everything has got to be in unison in order for it to come about. And I mean, we've seen a lot happen over the past 14 years. We've seen Sting and the Police get back together for a farewell tour. We've seen Genesis get back together for a farewell tour. We've seen Guns N' Roses, although not the original lineup. We've still seen Axl Roses and his Guns N' Roses be able to produce a new album. I mean, we've seen a lot that's happened. Eagles had came together, put out a new album with new material, first in a couple of decades. We've seen a lot of stuff go down in the past 14 years since D'Angelo has been away. Hell, we even saw Fuji's briefly get back together for a hot minute. Lauren Hill, she did a little something, something. A lot has happened over the years, and as music has just kept evolving, so many things has happened in the industry. We're all wondering exactly how D'Angelo is going to be able to fit right back into it. Most of all, can the now 40-year-old musician reclaim his throne that he once had so many years ago? And I gotta tell you, this first track, Sugar Daddy, that's off the new album Black Messiah, I gotta tell you, I don't think this band has missed a beat one little bit. I'm getting the vibe that for a majority of this album, what we can expect is it's going to be a lot of funk. It's going to be very heavy. This track, Sugar Daddy, it definitely embodies all that of what I feel is going to be a great journey of this album. It's got a mixture of R&B. It's got a mixture of funk. It's got a little bit of soul to it. You got horns in there. As I was listening to this particular track, and by the way, those of you that's looking for me to break down the lyrics, the Agile sound just a little bit incoherent on this particular track. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a theme that's going to be happening throughout the whole album. I know the Roots Questlove, who has been providing drum work and has also been co-producing some of the material from this album with D'Angelo over the years. He said that D has just been getting really heavy into playing the guitar a lot more ever since he learned how to play it. He hasn't want to stop, and he's just been really venturing out, listening to rock music and all that. And we know how heavily influenced he is by guys like Prince, but apparently since when Voodoo dropped to now, a lot has happened where he's expanded his horizons in all different forms of music from all types of genres. But and you can hear the guitar is very present on this particular track. Sounds pretty damn good. As I was listening to this particular track, I couldn't help but kind of say to myself, it reminded me of Prince's, I want to say his musicology album, maybe his musicology or his 3121 album. And those of you that have those later Prince albums, you know what I'm talking about. You all will see that connection that I'm making. And I just think it's kind of cool how he's kind of gone into that transition that Prince is in now, yet doing his own unique spin on funk horns and all that in a way where it's his. If you guys did not check out this track, it is streaming right now on D'Angelo's official SoundCloud page. We have the link available in this episode description. I was actually one of the fortunate ones to actually grab this track, Sugar Daddy, as soon as it was released. It was part of the Red Bull. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It was part of the Red Bull 20 before 15, where basically they like release 20 songs or something like that by the 15th, or I don't know how they worked it. It's my first time ever checking it out, but I had got word that the song was going to be available for downloads like in the wee hours of the night. So if you were on the East Coast, you had to wait until 3 a.m. Meanwhile, if you were in the Pacific, all you had to do was wait till midnight. So this track came out in the wee hours of the night, and I was actually up at like 3 in the morning, just kicking back, relax and enjoy some music. And I actually had an alert on my phone reminding me, go download D'Angelo's new track. So I was there in front of my computer like 2 minutes before, and boom, once 3 a.m. hit here, and it was 12 Pacific, at the other end. I went on there and there was like 1,000 downloads available, and I was like one of the first 40 people to grab my track, because I watched the numbers just quickly, like as I was grabbing mine. It was insane, and I think it was available for like about maybe 45 minutes. It took at least 45 minutes for them to get down to zero. Afterwards, that's it. No more downloads available. The only way you could check it out is to now go on SoundCloud, or maybe if there's somebody on YouTube that maybe uploaded it, or like what we're doing, providing the links for you guys to check out. But the second part to this, as I'm sure many of you are probably wondering and you still haven't heard, D'Angelo's new album is going to be coming out this Monday. That's right, this Monday, December 15th. The album is going to drop everywhere. Some of you may be challenging that. Some of you may be like, well, wait, isn't it going to come out on Tuesday? Thought new music comes out on Tuesdays, Lee. Nowadays, what a lot of musicians seems to be doing is they're releasing their albums or EPs or whatever, single tracks. They're releasing them now like whenever it's convenient for them. I mean, I've seen some release on a Friday. I've seen some release on a Saturday. I've definitely seen some release on a Sunday. Or on a Monday. So honestly, I don't think we need to be complaining about the fact that this album is going to be dropping on a Monday. Instead, we need to be saying to ourselves, it's about damn time. Those of you that cannot believe this, believe it. I'll see if I could put the link in the episode description. I actually had saw a hardcore D'Angelo fan. Somehow he managed to get a hold of an early copy of the album, and it was in shrink wrap. You can see the cover art and everything, and it looks badass. So I mean, this is real, folks. His third album is actually going to drop, and we're definitely going to be talking about it here in a full review later this week. Soon as it comes out, soon as I have a chance to kick back and listen to it, I am going to be on it. I'm telling you guys. But this track, Sugar Daddy, it had originally came about back in 2012 when D'Angelo was performing overseas. I think he might have been out in Europe when he had did the track. As a matter of fact, he had did it at the London's Brixton Academy show. And from 2012 to now, the arrangements and all that, it really hasn't changed that much. If anything, what you're listening to now is the studio version of Sugar Daddy. And sounds freaking phenomenal. I'm like 14 years I've been waiting patiently, and like we're so freaking close. I'm excited. I want to hear from you guys that had managed to grab a hold of this download through the Red Bull's website. That's a tongue twister right there. Red Bull's website. Let me know what you thought about the track, and if you're definitely pumped up for finally, after 14 years, being able to finally get a hold of a new D'Angelo album. Let me know your interpretations of what you thought about this track, if it was good, if it was bad, and if you're definitely going to be checking out the album. And if not, I'd like to know why you aren't going to be checking out the album. But we'll definitely follow up with you all's reactions when we get ready to do our D'Angelo Black Messiah full album review, which you can catch right here exclusively on our YouTube channel. In the meantime, as if it's I'm like tongue twisted over here, man. Forgive me, guys. Doesn't help that I have a Hall's cough drop in my mouth and I'm trying to like push it to the side and all that. But anyway, I digress. Hey, if it's your first time checking us out, I'd love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. Whether it comes to breaking news, doing some really fun reviews like what we just talked about right now, or album, movie, you name it. We do a little bit of everything here on our YouTube channel. Not to mention, we cover a little bit of sports, whether it be a little bit of basketball or some football, whatever comes to mind. We pretty much cover a wide range of topics. Special shout out to you guys that love your wrestling, as we definitely cover that as well. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out. In the meantime, please make sure you give this a thumbs up. You can share it a number of ways by Facebooking, Google Plusing, retweeting. As always, it's one of the many ways you can spread the good word about our content. You can follow me on Twitter at the RCWR Show, or on Facebook at Infinity One Productions. That's Infinity with an E. Make sure you spell out one, so ONE. Infinity One Productions, to infinity and beyond. That is going to do it, boys and girls. Until next go round, please be safe and most importantly, be kind to one another. We'll see you next go round. Everybody, do take care.